It's been a couple weeks, been a little bit busy, but not really because we're in quarantine and stuff, but stuff's getting lifted, but I had homework and been playing the crap out of Call of Duty. A lot of disassociating, a lot of... Can't really... What are you gonna do? I want to talk about dining out. Not really all the dining outs, but generally how it was kind of for a little bit. Kind of still is sometimes, the way that I'm probably going to go into it. Eating's eating, but we all go out to eat. We can't really do that right now. I basically wanted to paint a scenario about, like, just a night out, or just basically in general, like, how it kind of is, because your thought process is a little different. It kind of hits you differently when you start realizing, oh crap, like I'm full, like, oh, I know I'm hanging out again, or I'm out with friends and we're having a jolly good time and I ordered maybe too much, or I ordered maybe the wrong thing, or you know what I mean? Let me paint a scenario for y'all real quick. You can even close your eyes and imagine my voice with you, or just watch this whole thing first and then replay it and then close your eyes while I talk through it. But anyway, okay, so think of the last time you ate at a restaurant. It was great, right? Like, really think about it. Think about, like, what you ate. Think about even who you're with. Think about how good of a time that you had. 3-course meal, maybe. Maybe a big old magnificent entree that you had been waiting all day for. All you can eat sushi. You can even picture a supersonic or a club toaster sandwich. I might be messing that up, from Sonic. And those tachos. Oof. Have you had those tachos? They were pretty good. Anyway, you got the surf and turf option, all you can eat at Texas de Brazil or any Brazilian churrascaria. Did I say that right? I hope I said that right. It goes on and on. It could go on and on. Whatever. But just imagine yourself getting food with some company. Now, as a VSG, you just had the surgery, a few weeks out, going out to eat. Now imagine looking at the pictures in this establishment. You're looking at the menu. You're looking at what all the other patrons are eating inside the restaurant. Like, oh dang, whatever that boy got looked good. Whatever she got looks really good. All your senses are going. Your eyes are going. Your nose is going. You just smell it. You're smelling all the food. You're kind of overwhelmed. You're trying to look at what might be the easiest thing to eat. Does this place allow you to modify their items? Will they take the bariatric special menu request card? What small items do they have to eat? What sides do they have? What the hell do you mean it's $8 for a side of guacamole? What? What is this? I mean, and then you do find something small, or you just order something normal and you think to yourself, I'll just have a bite or two and save it. That's what you're thinking to yourself. No, I'll just get something normal, just have a bite or two and I'll save it. It'll be fine. Let's not make this weird. Let's not bring attention to it and make it difficult with like a waiter or anything like that, or whoever's taking your order. Just remember, you can't have it too salty, no sugars, no carbs really, something not so greasy. So you have to make sure like what you're gonna get. You're like, okay, but you're gonna be completely unsure, for sure, absolutely. So now it's ordered. You ask for a water, but think about not sipping it because you're about to eat. So at least you didn't order a lemonade or a tea and paid extra for something you might not even touch. Now everyone's getting their plate set in front of them. The smells are hitting you harder than you feel like they ever have. Your eyes are darting across the table looking at everyone's choices, everyone's sides. Whoa. What's that? What's that? Dang, what'd you get? Everyone's stoked right now. Everyone's laughing, everyone's talking. Some are taking pics of their food. Some are already picking off of each other's plates. And you look down at yours. You revel in its beauty. You admire its grace. And you pick up your weapon of choice. Be a fork, spoon, spork, what have you, chopsticks. You go for the tastiest part of that plate that you expect to be the best first. You saw it. You saw what was on that plate and you're like, that's exactly what I'm going for first. Might be the steak, Might be the lobster mac and cheese. Might be that salmon belly nigiri with a pinch of fresh wasabi on the top. I'm hungry right now. You take that bite and you ride. You ride that dragon of emotions that flow through your body when the flavor hits you like a yawn when you first wake up. Like a smile from a crush across the room. Like someone cradling you like a gigantic baby and you can't speak English anymore and you're okay with it. It's pure, it's serene, it's short-lived. Now just imagine getting a fourth of that plate done, if that. Under about 5 minutes, being at this lovely establishment, and you feel that wall that's almost comparable to the impenetrable walls at Fort Knox. Or the doors, the walls, what may have you. You kind of feel a wave of sadness. A strangely uncomfortable wave. Like you are incredibly full, and then for some reason, you short circuit a little bit. Your mind is playing a trick on you because you're in a familiar setting where you were able to eat, drink without really thinking about it and have fun. But that feeling stops it rather quickly. It's an uncomfortable wave. It messes with your previous notions of having a good night out and enjoying as much food as possible. To this new normal where you may have somewhat forgotten that you eat as much as a 5-year-old on a good food day. It sits in you while you glance over at everyone. They're laughing, they're barely even satisfied, they're doing bite after bite after bite. One of them's having a curiously long sip of a cocktail. Slow down, bro. And you take a deep breath. You calmly and inconspicuously sit up straight, try to engage everybody in conversations or whatever's happening at the time so no one realizes that it looks like you didn't really touch your food. Everyone's enjoying themselves until someone notices and then comes at you. They have those looming questions, and usually it'll be like a domino effect because the attention's on you now. You're done already? Are you full? Why does it look like you didn't even touch your food? That's it? Did you even eat? So now here comes the waiter. The waiter's coming by. How's everything going, everybody? And they get to you and you're about to say, hey, can I get a box? And they're like, oh, is everything okay? Is everything tasting okay? Are you unhappy with the dish? And so on and so forth. And you reassure them everything is fine. Everything's fine. The food tasted great, but their face is obviously uncertain because what you just said does not match what they see. Because if you were fine with it, if you were happy with the dish, it would be eaten, right? But they don't know because it totally seems like you didn't bother with your food. So do you go on and explain yourself and the condition and let it go? Some waiters are easy to talk to, so you might. Others you just won't, Depending on how they come at you with it, that's where you're going to decide. There are times where I've said it, but, Is it an awkward exchange when you get handed that box or container to put the food away? Usually, yeah. They think you hate the food. And they think you're just, taking it just so you're just being nice, but they think you hate the food. That's why you didn't eat it. And it's worse when it's a place that'll box it for you because you think about the judgment when they bring that plate to the back of the house. I watch a lot of Kitchen Nightmares, man. Did the cook just see that? He's like, what was going on with that plate? You know what I mean? And it's probably not even like that, but that's what these interactions will start to do to you. I mean, for a time being. You're not always going to think about it. You're not. Now everyone's good. Everyone's good to go. Everyone's cleaned their plates. They cleaned up house, and you got your little to-go bag, and, well, you might be leaving behind a full drink even. So you're thinking about that, like, oh, should I take a sip just to make it look like I took a sip? You want to pay $2.50 or $3 for a drink, and you're like, oh, yeah, I had a sip of that wonderful Jamaica. Unless you get it to go, put it in a to-go cup. Perfect. Save for later. The choice is yours alone. It doesn't really matter. But here's the kicker, though, because if you do go out and you have that little to-go bag, you go out and do more activities or have other things going on, you got the backup grub, because the hunger will creep up on you again, because you only took 2 bites. So a couple hours later, you're like, I could go for another bite, and which it will. It'll creep up on you. So a bite or two, and you're good to go for the night. Maybe even share it with the gang, with your partner, who knows. You might even end up looking like a savior in that moment. Like, oh yeah, you had all that food. Or it just might end up stinking the car, especially if it's on a hot Vegas summer day. So be mindful of that and kind of be smart about what it is in the food. Your car gonna stink. That's not an understatement. That probably is an understatement, depending on what it is. You done imagining all that? I hope that was like a good enough. I hope that was a good enough description to kind of like help you picture kind of like how it feels, I guess. Or if you go out to eat the next time, think about it kind of. Like even I dare you to even act like you can't even eat your food. Or even if you're like not that hungry. It's the same thing, you know? Like I'm not that hungry, but I'll go out and I guess order something and just whatever, you know? Think about it a little bit. Kind of put yourself in that place a little bit. So now that you're more aware of that, that's what it is kind of. VSG, you still might not feel comfortable months out, even a couple years out. You know, because you don't have to explain yourself, but you know, for some people it's not easy to like be calm and be like, oh yeah, it's fine, you know. Sometimes just not comfortable. That is what it is. When there's no social eatings, you get to-go orders, you can pick them up, have them get delivered, you hit the drive-thru so you automatically have a container. Like, it's just things here and there that change. You can't normally just go out and eat, so you're getting used to it. You're getting used to this whole new, like, okay, this is how it's gonna be, this is how it's gonna happen, you know what I mean? And you might not want to eat out as much with others, but you get used to it. I mean, or you might make it work. However you feel comfortable in doing it, you'll figure out what works. Things are more normal now as long as it's like with somebody that already knows or they understand, you know, whatever. There are times I go out to eat with people I haven't seen in a while, and yeah, they'll ask me those questions, they'll bring it up like, oh, how do you do it? So like what's the process? I think the hardest part for me still to this day though is that my eyes and my want to taste a bunch of various things overrides my logical thinking, and I will order more than anyone else and be looking like an idiot when the food comes. Everyone's got a main, and for some reason I got maybe a smaller main, but I got 3 sides to go with it. Why? Cause I'm an idiot. If you are VSG and you go eat with someone who's VSG, go somewhere where they have social plates, where smaller plates, shareable dishes, share entrees even. You know, if you do get a big meal, you get multiple meals. You can make 3 or 4 meals out of a single one, depending on where it's coming from and like how much that you have. It could last you a week. It depends. But you can legit make multiple meals out of one. It's kind of crazy when it happens and you have that much food from a restaurant or something like that, and you can see like you can break it down. You're like, wow. And especially if you're not about it after the first go and then you just got it sitting in the fridge. Also, don't forget that it's in your fridge. You will though. So, you know, try your best to save money in the food outings. There's cheaper options all over the place. I mean, the one thing you can't do anymore is just pig out and gorge yourself. All that means is you have numerous visits at one place that you want to try everything on the menu. So it usually keeps it from getting stale. Like you get interested about this place. Like, oh, I want to go to this specific place. Like I had this one thing on the menu, or like 1 through 10. Got 1 today, do 2 tomorrow, go back in a couple days, get something for lunch. It can turn into a hobby. And that's why I started the food Instagram, because it gave me something to do. Well, it made more sense to do it while I was out there and had 2 bites of a meal, and roommates or coworkers or whoever's with me is still eating. Like, what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna watch them eat. Dining out doesn't have to be alien or different post-surgery. I mean, it is gonna be different, but it doesn't have to be completely. It'll change, it'll get better, you get used to it, it'll be fine. No worries. Yeah, I do want the smaller plates so I have more to choose from, especially if something's not good. You know what I mean? You don't want to get something big, and if it's not good, you're just like, well, I'm more interested that the person or the people that I'm with are enjoying their food more. Like, you kind of live vicariously through them eating their stuff too. Like, oh, is that good? And you know, they might be like, hey, try it. And you might get like a little sliver or something and be like, oh yeah, that is good. But like, I think I enjoy that, like, other people enjoying themselves too. I've noticed that about myself, at least. That was some insight into going back out to eat post-surgery. I know I'm going to touch back on this when things are like opened up fully again. Maybe even record in a restaurant, who knows. But when everybody's like comfortable being out and dining in and everything, I definitely had a different way of this playing in my head. And if we were not in a pandemic, but you got to make do with what you got. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, just an idea, but when I was describing stuff, you can replay it and close your eyes and imagine yourself in that position. If you want to, you don't have to. It's whatever. Thanks again for watching. Thanks again for checking out my channel. Stay hungry. Stay searching. That does sound better now, don't it? Stay hungry. Keep searching. Can you all do me a favor and comment on this video and let me know like which one sounds better? Stay hungry. Stay searching. Stay hungry. Keep searching. Like and subscribe. I mean, peace. I didn't mean to be gross. I'm sorry.